With us now this morning, again, is campaign strategist Alan Herman. Good morning and thank you for joining us once again, Alan.
Good morning. Yeah, that was the last minute one. Biglang namubak ako.
Oh,
Hi to everyone, to all of our viewers.
Alan, I went through EDSA People Power and all these events, and never in my life I would see a video clip joining these two forces. Ngayon, let me say, Alan, ano ang basa mo dito? They will tell you it's public service, it was not a coincidence, it was not planned, but I also believe in the saying, I wasn't born yesterday.
Well, there's obviously a lot of political undercurrent with such a meeting, no? Because as you pointed out, Diego, these are diametric opposites for many decades. Isipin mo, they ran against each other twice, bitter rivals.
Yes.
Pero tama ka, it's an executive function. The president is the chief executive. It is his duty and his mandate to visit his local government executives, of which former Vice President Lenny is. No, kasama pa niya si Secretary Vince, thus adding that added veneer of officialdom. Pero we were not born yesterday. Maraming nayanig dito, especially with the pink socks and the very cordial and the very seemingly collaborative visuals na nakita natin with President Marcos Jr. and former Vice President Lenny, thus spurring talks of ano ba to? Alyansa na ba to? Meron na bang meeting of the minds, meeting of the forces, a combination? So yun yung usap-usapin ngayon.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you about that, Alan. No? Do you think this was, in your opinion, was this a calculated effort by one party, two parties? Or was it merely PBBM trying to send a message back to VP Sara?
Well, I'll say that all of my spidey sense, my so-called spidey sense of being in this game for a bit of time already, says that political upmanship ang nangyayari dito. It's a brilliant, fascinating, often entertaining game of political chess happening. Wherein VP Inday Sara stole the thunder from the impending impeachment proceedings against her by making that announcement, and then after that, biglang nagkaroon naman ng meeting si President BBM and his former rival Mayor Lenny.
Yeah.
So stole the thunder away from the announcement naman. Ngayon, yan ang pinag-uusapan.
Oh.
So there's that one-upmanship happening, and frankly, I'm in for it. I love it.
Oh yeah.
I think it's nicely unfolding.
Before I turn you over, I have one follow-up lang doon. We spoke, was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and you were talking about yung possible moving of the landscape, the political landscape. Ngayon, do you think this recent turn of events could be the catalyst or start of the reshifting of the landscape in politics na dating Aquino Marcos? Ngayon, hindi na magkatunggali ang Aquino Marcos? Hindi na magkalaban pala?
Well, definitely the critics of the Duterte brand, the anti-Duterte forces, are certainly hopeful that this is the case. Kasi conceptually and realistically, as of this point, ika-qualify ko yun, as of this point, the here and the now, the only way really to mount a counter-offense against the announcement of VP Inday for the presidency is really to combine and to form coalitions and to make a unified, concentrated coalition against the candidacy of VP Inday. Yun lang talaga ang paraan. Others will say hindi yan tama, hindi yan tugma sa aking ideolohiya, sa aking prinsipyo. Well, more power to the people who are saying that. Stay gold, but prepare to have a long and possibly losing campaign ahead kung ganyan ang ugali natin.
Alan, ang sinasabi ni Senator Risa Hontiveros, yung United Opposition, pagka nag-approach daw sa kanila o nag-reach out ang mga pro-Marcos groups, since iba daw yung political backgrounds nila, they'll be considering it worthwhile. Kumbaga, titimbangin muna nila ito. Pero what are the odds na go na sila na ito na ang magiging tandem nila, that they'll be accommodating itong pro-Marcos groups?
Alam mo ma'am, siguro dapat i-klaro muna natin ano ang magiging role ng pro Marcos groups sa mga liberal candidates and or liberal groups. Alliance ba yan or endorsement? Magkaiba po 'yan. Malaki po ang pagkakaiba ng isang alyansa sa isang endorsement. Kapag sinuportahan ng Marcos machinery, let's call it what it is. Sabi nga ni Diego, we weren't born yesterday. If the Marcos administration will lend its infrastructure, its vast LGU network, its governors and its leaders and its mobilizations to the candidacy of a liberal party candidate, endorsement po yan. Doesn't necessarily mean that there is an alliance, there is political horse trading, o kapag nakaupo na ako dyan, ikaw ang magiging cabinet secretary ko, ikaw naman ang magiging ang pipili ng vice president or ng ES ay ikaw. So magkaiba po yan. But I think it is worth, to your point, no, very long-winded way to answer your question, ma'am. I think it is worth considering, if only for the politics of pragmatism. There is ideology always, as there should be ideology. Paglalaban ko po yan sa politika. Pero mahirap po ipaglaban ng isang ideolohiya o programa kapag ikaw naman ay hindi nasa pwesto.
Yeah.
So may kasabihan po tayo, let's win it first. Let's get the seat and then let's institute reform. Hard to institute reform from the sidelines.
Alan, ang sinasabi rin dito, importante raw na yung common candidate nila or yung standard bearers nila, ma-establish talaga nila ito with common principles. So if maging part ng strategy talaga to collide with the pro-Marcos groups, paano naman yung optics kaya sa mga botante? Kasi syempre sa kanila, nakikita nila, it's a division of political stances, of values, principles. Pero pag nagsama ito, ano kaya, what's in it for the voters naman, especially the youth?
Ang ano dyan kasi is it's a calculated risk. Absolutely, there will be some fall off. There will be some cast off. May mga nata-turn off talaga. Even now, makikita natin sa social media. Halimbawa, si Senator Bam, last week talagang binatikos. Inupakan si Senator Bam sa social media. Pati yung kanyang mga perceived ideological allies na in-interview, talagang takan-taka, napakamot ulo at nagalit doon sa sinabi niyang ideally ang mga crimes against humanity dapat dito na lang ilitis. So he experienced some backlash from that, as this kind of tandem will. But ultimately, it's a calculated risk that there are probably more voters who will say, yes, this is what we need. I'm willing to set that aside first. Gaya na nasabi ko, iba yung endorsement sa alyansa. Pag in-endorse lang naman yan, the mentality is, and I know this is such a pedestrian way to put it, and a terrible analogy to use. Parang yung kaaway mo, kumain kayo sa iisang restaurant at pareho kayo nasarapan. So I mean, an endorsement is just that you're supporting the candidacy of somebody, not necessarily co-opting or not necessarily sharing ideologies. If that sounds a bit transactional, that's the difference kasi between an endorsement and an alliance. Yung alliance, yan ang transactional. Nagpapalitan kayo, you're giving them concessions, you're giving them future appointments, iba yon.
Okay, Alan, the mere fact that we're talking about this now, no, something happened a few years back, even before this PBBM election. And you have, please help me understand, no, what kind of PR messaging effectively did PBBM have to a point that when he hit the ground running as president, parang he endeared himself right away. Not right away, but little by little, he was creeping into the mindset of the yellows and the pinks that he became acceptable. And kung iisipin mo, the only reason why naging relevant ulit si PBBM, he gained ground, is because President Duterte gave him concessions by burying his father sa libingan ng mga bayani, and had policies that were friendly to PBBM. Was it a matter of PBBM distancing himself from his dad's legacy?
Well, that's one, no? That's one. But I think the greater part is, and this is I mean, this is the reality of it. I think it's really the ABS phenomenon. Anybody but Sara or DDH, yung Duterte diehard haters, kung may DDS, Duterte diehard supporters, nagkaroon din ng polar opposite yan, yung Duterte diehard haters. And this is a very prevalent psychology, di ba? It's a human behavior.
Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So a lot of that is because of that. Ang hindi talaga siguro pinaka-glaring, pinaka mahirap lunukin para sa mga quote-unquote liberals, pink lawans, and the yellows is yung pagpatay sa tao. Yun ang literally getting away with murder. Yung pagpatay talaga. It's really the EJK issue. And on top of that, there was really very, very pronounced persecution of the quote-unquote yellow pink forces during the time of President Duterte. Not so much during the time of our president now,
That's right.
Ferdinand Marcos Jr. So it's a combination of those factors that has somehow made him acceptable. I won't go so far yet, Diego, as saying appealing, but siguro katanggap-tanggap.
Katanggap-tanggap. Okay, now let's move forward a little bit. Now that we have these two events, VP Sara announcing her candidacy, and you have PBBM wearing his pink socks. Ano makikita mong galawan from may lobbying na mangyayari dyan? Kasi you have to face it, 18 months is a critical time for election. So ano makikita mong movement sa Congress, particularly sa mga LGUs also? Malaking bagay ang LGUs sa election.
Ang dream scenario para sa, so let's take it from a lens of paano mamamatch or paano tatalunin ang tidal wave of Duterte, the Duterte forces. How do you match that or at least stop that? Let's take it from that lens para lang malinaw sa ating mga nanonood at tagapakinig, no? The dream scenario is if you get a charismatic crusader type candidate. In this case, the highest statistical one ranked right now is Vice President Leni Robredo, former Vice President Leni Robredo, and then you tandem her with a populist, fully formed, fully developed, mass-based politician. I mentioned Senator Erwin Tulfo previously.
Interesting.
So, pag yan ang nagtandem, tapos backed up by the administration, the current administration's machinery of governors, mayors, leaders, mobilization, yan ang medyo matinding fortress yan.
Mukhang may alam ka, Alan.
Juggernaut yan.
Mukhang may alam ka.
Well, I mean, I'm just enjoying everything from the rafters as much as you guys. So tignan natin how things will develop.
Alan, siguro last question na lang din from me. Ito kasing si Liberal Party member and House Senior Deputy Minority Leader, si Representative Edgar Erice, kalalabas lang, naniniwala raw siya na si Pinoy hindi raw susuportahan yung 2028 coalition with the Marcos administration. Pero moving forward, kung sakaling mangyari ito, are we also seeing a falling out sa Liberal Party na mismo?
Unang-una, binabati ko si Kong Egay. Magkasama lang kami nung Sabado. No? Kong, talagang I respect your opinion, especially when it comes to matters concerning what or how the late President Pinoy would feel. Yun na nga, magkakaroon ng konting cast off sa mga, and I hate to use this term. I don't mean to use this term in a pejorative manner or offensive manner, pero yung mga purists, may cast off yan. Hindi talaga, whatever happens, they will not be able to reconcile ang isang working partnership between the liberal forces and the Marcos administration. More power to you and more power to them. We respect that. But again, the gamble is there's now politics of pragmatism, especially among the Gen Z and the new voters who will see and realize, yun na nga, it's hard to institute change from the sidelines.
Yeah.
If you want to institute change, you have to be in the playing court. Mahirap yung nasa bench ka, wala ka sa laro. 'Di ba? Paano mo babaguhin ang sistema kung wala ka pa sa sistema. If that sounds like I'm being morally compromised or ethically compromised, I'm just saying this from a lens of a campaign strategist.
Well,
That's the pure calculus of politics.
well, truly interesting discussion, Alan. I'll keep watch on that Lenny Tulfo tandem dahil yung nabanggit ni Alan. But for now, thank you for joining us. Hope to have you back again for further discussions. That was campaign strategist Alan Herman.
Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon.